All right, guys, so in today's training, we're going to walk you through an AI agent that we use in our business in ACR. It's called Viktor AI. So if you have been around the agentic world that has been thrown around, so an agent that's working in your business across multiple platforms that you use, could be your CRM, could be your Stripe, could be your payments, could be your management system like ACR or HighLevel, whatever you're currently using, an agent can stay in there and have the ability to manage your business on a day-to-day basis, reminders, and so on. What I do want to show you right now is to show you how it's integrated into our business, and you can have a think about how you can utilize a Viktor system to manage across your whole entire company. So we've been using Viktor. We've implemented Viktor into our business over the last few months now. And to give you a bit of an overview to understand how it works is that it sits in your Slack. We use Slack as our communication channel, and it really helps us to communicate as a team to understand what everything is doing. So if I show you my Slack channel, you'll see we've got a whole bunch of different channels sitting there, and every one of those channels have different purposes and have different things that people do. And what happens with that is that our whole team get access to the Slack and get access to Viktor. Viktor oversees every communication goes into the channels and allows us to have across a board, have a very clear understanding what is happening across everything on a daily basis. And Viktor was sitting there in the background, allowing us to take action on tasks that can be acted by a VA or things you may want to do manually through whatever system you may be using. It has access to thousands of different platforms that we are connected to. We only connected to about, say, 30 or 40. Look, if I show you what we have connected to, these are the different connections that we are connected with at the moment. And you can see about, say, 20 or 30 different platforms that we have connected to: Google Sheets, GitHub, Airtable, a couple of other things like Gmail is a big one for us, Discord. They're all connected to the platform. So what it does is that if I look at the overview, currently in our ACR Viktor, it has got 160 plus skills being learned or being created. So what a skill is imagine you have a VA. You now need to give them that ability to do certain tasks. So that's what a skill is. Like, could be, for example, creating a website or creating a invoice through Xero, or go messaging somebody, or a crone, or what we call a scheduled task that they do on a daily basis to do certain things. So the AI agent doesn't necessarily have a tool or skill to do something straight away. You have to give it context. So it's about learning about your business, what you do on a daily basis, and how you move from a conversation to the next step in the sales process. It's a skill. So then you're going to give it a skill. So as you can see in here, it has 160 plus skills we already trained over the last 2 weeks, so 2 months or so. It's got scheduled tasks on a daily basis that's automatic, running all the time. And it's connected to 360 different accounts across different products. Okay. And it's got also access to over 140 knowledge articles that it's able to understand our processes and SOPs, and also internal execution that it's all done that is related to our business only. So it truly is a VA, like virtual assistant, that understands what we do and how we do things in terms of what an onboarding process looks like, what a escalation point looks like, what a support ticket look like, how to communicate in email, writing emails, communicating with teams, communicating with emails and clients. It's all in there. And what it does is that it will listen to the DMs and understand a different help desk. You'll understand it, you'll act on it, you'll report on it. So you'll manage the reporting on it. And the Slack is our control panel. So I can do everything in our Slack, and Viktor just sits in there as part of a team member that works in the background and monitors everything. And skills is a very big part of what they do because it's a memory. So it understands what you need to do, and it will remind you what needs to happen next. And all the scripts are all here that allows you to check different things and update different things as we go. So let's say, for example, your processes change. You simply need to go in there and update the SOP, or prompt it to tell you what you need to be doing next, and it's going to have to be able to remember that process. So give you an example. In our case, is that when someone comes in as a brand new onboarding, we are going to go in there and update Airtable, update Google Sheet, update the the pipeline, update the tags. You can do automation, trigger automations, and you will then create a whole bunch of other tools like creating a Twilio account, creating different Google Sheets, creating different onboarding processes, and then you're moving through different stages of the pipeline. It will monitor all those things as part of that monitoring process. It will stay in Slack to ensure that it's able to continue to monitor a person all the way through. Like you can message them, you can update to give us a report on the end of the day saying this person haven't gone through a certain stage of the pipeline, this is not finished yet. So it's not only just acting as a VA or a agent that is monitoring your processes, it also reminds you what needs to be happening next as well too. Okay, so this is exactly what happens. You always try to understand the context, what you need to do. That's why those skills are so important. Give it SOPs, give it histories, give it context, and it's going to match the right skills. Then it's going to make the work very visible, allowing you to see where the reportings are up to, where it's up to in the creation. So in our case, that's one of the biggest things I find is that when we go into Slack, we message one of our VA, executive assistant, what happens with that person? They may be doing other tasks and they cannot act on it straight away. So they'll come back to the Slack a little bit later on. Whereas a Viktor or an agentic AI can go and retrieve the skill it needs to do and get it done straight away. We had previously had a situation where we need to remove about over 700 different records of our Cloudflare, which is a DNS records for our domains. It was able to achieve that in about 7 minutes. Okay, gave it a loom, gave it a context, gave it access to our API in Cloudflare. It was able to remove all those records in 7 minutes. That would have taken probably a VA to go in there manually do that in about a day or two, because quite a lot of records and a lot of clicking back and forth, double checking and confirming information. So there's a massive amount of productivity boost when you have a properly set up agent in your business to manage all your platforms. And what it does, it starts to learn all the information as it starts to progress. So it's learning and updating skills. In our business, we have it set up inside there to actually set up the skill set, and we have it backed up somewhere in GitHub, and that allows us to be able to continue to learn and train the AI, and for us to continue to understand what it needs to be doing on an ongoing basis. And you can see the different skills. It's able to support conversation. It manages our inbox, manages our SMS inboxes. It's able to let us know who's contacting us and how. And I can very easily either do a voice command and tell her what to do, and it will go ahead and do that. So what I was doing before was I was having a team meeting with my EA, and I'll tell her what I need to be doing, and she'll go ahead and create that particular task. And in his case, Viktor can monitor everything that needs to happen. I'll leave it a note and it'll go execute that task straight away and doesn't need anything else. And it's able to, in our case, able to do onboarding. It's able to do creating bundles, able to look at the cycles of creating A2P applications on Twilio. And it's able to look at store accounts and follow them up and make sure we obtain the right information. And it's able to monitor all those things. It's able to connect to our revenue, understand what we're doing on a day-to-day basis, cancellation, increases, trials, and your monthly and the reports that give us a data across Stripe and also Xero, so we can have a very clear understanding of what our revenue looks like on a daily basis, cancellation process, retention processes, growth, and it's able to do posting on our social media. It's able to create content. It's able to create images, videos. You have all those things that we're able to do organically. And what's most importantly is that it understands our operation, understands everything that we do, from client onboarding to what we do in our project management dashboard, knowing what our Loom video looks like, knowing what our HighLevel knowledge base looks like. So if you send a message to the support desk, the email can be drafted with the appropriate knowledge-based article and send it back to you if we approve it. So there's a lot of those things being cut down to help people to process things very, very quickly. And what's even more important, that we have dashboards that we can display, that we build natively within our own business, that is for internal operations, that can very easily track our tasks and also task management, also look at where the progress will be. Because it's connected to Slack, it's able to read all the messages and know exactly where everything's up to and all the conversation you're having with your teammates within the channel. And that's one of the reasons why it's so powerful, is that it's not just someone that's reacting to a model. It's actually overseeing everything and knows everything in context and helps you manage your processes. And these are the different things that we have knowledge to, like different knowledge libraries and so on and so on. And this is the knowledge what it has. It's got understand the company and team context, and you also understand the supporting context. It's got articles, it's got access to onboarding compliance knowledge base. It's understand what needs to be set up to be compliant across the different cycles. Understand billings, understand offboarding, onboarding, understand Google ads, meta ads, understand the different metrics to look for, understand what kind of content you can create, different kinds of automation design. We've got tools that it's able to connect to our workflows. It's able to understand and read and review, create websites, create funnel pages automatically. It's got internal training. So this is not a knowledge base for the clients, but this is knowledge base for our internal SOP that we do for our business for different parts of tools that we use and how to use it, how to access it. And I can easily go to Viktor and say, can you please update a subscription? It's able to send an invoice, update a subscription, cancel, update, and all those things. It has the ability to do all those things in there. And what's even more powerful, it's able to look at all these different tools. It can develop the tool sets, integrate with all these toolkits, and then making sure you have a workflow that is going from one tool to another one. And this is the coolest part I look at in here is that as an onset, you can see this is how integrated we have. So we've got all the different account health, understand Stripe, understand Gmail, understand the help desk triage, understand the HighLevel platform, understand the different escalation points within the communication, understand Twilio, how to connect everything. So this is like you can see like a 3D platform how it's all connected. And within each of these different prepping, like it prepares my meeting on a daily basis, looks at my history, look at Fathom, look at the processes, it understands what it needs to do, look at the notes, retrieve Fathom, create a to-do list for me, and then, okay. And you can see all here, it's all team members in here. You've got the onboarding processes, then you go help desk triage on email come through, as well as messages coming in on various different email inboxes, goes to access to the knowledge library. And this is what it knows. If you look at the knowledge library, this is exactly what happens. It has the ability to understand exactly what and everything is doing. Okay. If I go this on each of these little things, it's got different operational system. These are articles. It's got access to. It knows all these things, and that's what allows the AI to be able to work so efficiently, because it has all these layers of information. And the amount of information that comes to mind is everything you do in your business, as long as you have a way to communicate that to your VA, and if it's got a tool and access to those tools, then it's able to repeat those processes in a very effective manner. So not only is it very effective in the way we manage our team, it's also going to be very effective in the way you manage your business. So that's why I'm really very, very much big on being able to create an AI infrastructure or system or a team member on your business to help you to manage some of the day-to-day, so you're not just there managing it manually. So hopefully this is giving you guys some context of what is an agentic AI. Like a Claude can do something very similar, but we just use a Viktor because as a team, it helps us to better manage everything in Slack, and we can see everything in there, and you can do something very similar in there. So if you do want to know more about using Viktor, there's a link that I've also included as part of the video. You can jump on there and utilize it and try it out. And then if you do need some support, just message me. I'm more than happy to help you to understand a bit more how to utilize a tool like Viktor to help you to optimize your business and optimize the way you operate, and really helping you to get the most out of your day-to-day operations using a AI tool like Viktor.